I want to take a moment today to make a video that's probably not going to be very popular with a lot of my viewers, but I do hope it will actually make some people think and maybe reevaluate their position on some things. I want to make a video about where Donald Trump has said that people that kneel during the national anthem in the NFL should be fired. Well, I object strongly to this. I do not think he was right in saying this at all. Now, a lot of people might disagree with me. That's fine, but I'm going to tell you why I disagree with this. Now, I was not a huge Donald Trump supporter, but I did support him over Hillary Clinton. I also have been very supportive of him since he's been in office, almost apologetic sometimes. But here he's crossed a line and he needs to apologize and he needs to reverse his opinion. And here's why. A lot of people in the gun community, we all support the Second Amendment and we all support the First Amendment. Because you know, when you support the Constitution, you support it all. If you're a constitutionalist or even a patriot, you have to support the Constitution in its entirety. And lately there's been a lot of talk about First Amendment rights being violated and how one protester is violating another protester's First Amendment rights if they attack them for something they say. And I have had to say many times, that's actually not a violation of the First Amendment. The First Amendment doesn't deal with individuals respecting other individuals' rights to speak. It has to do with the government respecting an individual's right to speak. And when the president comes out as a member of the government, an entire separate branch of the government, he is the government. He is a representative of the government. He is the government. So when he comes out and calls for people to be fired, when he puts pressure on private businesses to fire people for kneeling during the national anthem, that is the government restricting their right to speak out. And that is wrong, and he needs to realize that, and he needs to reverse his position. He needs to take that back, and he needs to apologize to us, the people that actually support the Constitution. I will not support this whole notion of forced nationalism. It's contrary to everything we believe as Americans, as true constitutionalists, as true patriots. A true patriot will stand during the anthem, put their hand over their heart, or salute that flag, and be fine with the person next to them choosing not to do so. Patriotism is not required to be a member of this country. In fact, your desire or your ability to be able to speak out against patriotism or nationalism is part of this country's fabric. It's one of the most important parts of this country's fabric. A lot of people stood up not too long ago and said, you know, those white supremacists had a right to speak and the government shouldn't interfere. Well, also those NFL players have a right to kneel and the government shouldn't interfere. Now, if the NFL owners want to interfere and say, hey, you're on company time, don't do this garbage, that's fine. If fans want to interfere and say, we're not going to watch your games or buy tickets if you do this, that's fine. That's not a violation of the First Amendment. That's them suffering the consequences of their action. But when a government entity, the President of the United States, puts pressure on private entities to fire them or punish them because they exercise their First Amendment rights, that is not cool. That is not okay in any way. Like I say, I do not agree with forced nationalism. If someone says you have to stand when the flag comes up, or you have to stand and put your hand over the heart when the anthem plays, that's not okay. That is not a good thing. That is not democracy. That is not freedom. That is forced nationalism, and I will not support it whatsoever. Patriots don't feel the need to force other people to be patriotic. If we believe in our country and we believe in our values, then we know 99% of people are going to be patriotic anyway, because our beliefs deserve good treatment. They deserve respect. If we get to the point where we have to force people to be patriotic, well, then we no longer deserve that respect. So there's multiple issues at play here. I don't like the whole forced nationalism, and I definitely don't like a government entity, i.e. the president, involving themselves in a free speech movement. Like I said, I don't support these players at all. I think that they should find this a place to do this outside their workspace, because basically that's like they're coming to work at McDonald's in uniform and then stand up on the counter and giving a speech on socialism or communism. That'd be the same thing as far as I'm concerned, because those people are wearing the uniform of a private team and making a spectacle. So I'm okay with them being fired for it even, but I am not okay with the president calling for them to be fired. I am not okay with the government putting pressure on an institution to fire people who do this, because that is a clear violation of the First Amendment. And this forced nationalism crap, that's a violation of all of our rights and everything we believe in. So Donald Trump, step up, be a man. I've been supporting you so far, and I can still support you if, like I said, you step up, be a man, apologize, say you didn't understand the ramifications of what you were doing, you're sorry, and you withdraw it all.